So it's kind of a running joke, I don't know, at least between me and my family, that every time I go out for a walk, I see some kind of creature or something. And what my family knows about me is that my particular type of caterpillar that is my favorite is a woolly bear. And lo and behold, let me show you guys. I'm probably going to have to insert a different video because for some reason this doesn't let me flip it. But anyway, give me 1 second and in the video you'll see it in this quick. So lo and behold, here we are walking along and ta-da! It's our friend Mr. or Mrs. Woolly Bear. Yogi Berra, except not. Yoinkus. Yes, I'm one of those weird people filming weird critters like spring critters. Might like to add, it's also freezing cold today actually, so the fact that they are braving this little sidewalk chunk is kind of cool. Anyway, just proof purchase that yes, I do in fact meet not only falcons and other animals, but also woolly bears and caterpillars. So begin the season of woolly bears, I guess. I wonder, why are they called that? Besides the fact that yes, they look fuzzy, but they look nothing like bears. I mean, right? Goodbye, Senor Woolly Bear. See you in the next life. Hi y'all, so I wanted to share this while I'm actually thinking of it. You might hear some background noise. Maybe I'll try to splice it out or I'll try not to talk in the middle, so if there's some cuts that might be why. It's just loud cars. It seems to be awfully trafficy today. What I wanted to share with you all was this little tidbit of wisdom that I literally received from not this tree over here, but there's one which I have shown in a recent vlog, which I showed the whole tree. It's one of my favorite trees in the area. And what I was just thinking about while I was, I guess you could say, communing with this tree, was how trees, one of their lessons that they can teach us is to be exactly where we are. And I was sitting there with this tree and appreciating its grooves and the moss and some of the dirt crystals, because what was the reason that I came to this understanding, I guess you could say, is that I was looking at the tree and I saw some sparkling things. And I was like, what's that? And so I looked at the branch like closer. I'm looking at my hand as if it's the branch. But anyway, I looked closer at the branch, and what I realized that the glistening was actually little specks of probably like mica that was in the dirt, which was in the cracks of the many, many layers of bark and moss that is a part of this tree. And so I just wanted to share, as I'm always encouraging you guys to be authentic, to also share that that is tree wisdom as well. Trees are here with us as partners on planet Earth, and they have so much to teach us. And that, to be exactly where we are, to fearlessly, or perhaps with our fear, to still show up in our lives just as we are, exactly as we are in that moment. Like, what I was thinking is, does that tree have a choice about having that dirt on it? No. And yet, what interestingly drew my eye to its beauty was the sparkling nature of the dirt, which, many of us, when we get dirty, we're like, oh, I have to go wash it off. And, as a former farm girl, a current farm girl who is not on a farm, whatever, I was never afraid of dirt. I've always loved dirt. And what I just found also interesting was that there really is beauty in everything, and that lo and behold, I was looking at sparkles of dirt. So I wanted to share that little bit of tree wisdom, and I'm sure you'll be seeing this in whichever vlog. So whenever you're seeing this, have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful day, and don't forget to come outside. Bye. Guys. Someone was doing donuts in the parking lot. You see that circle? Yes, donuts. Donuts for donuts! So, I wanted to also share this with you guys, that if you haven't already made it a health habit of yours, I really can't encourage you enough to make sure that you're coming out here outside in nature to, honestly, quite bluntly, to spend time with the literal elements. When I say the elements, I mean the ones you're familiar with: earth, air, fire, water, and what you might not be familiar with, which is ether, which some people call space. So depending on what you believe or what you're into, either way, we sometimes overlook, I find, as humans, actually connecting to the elements, meaning like I don't have anything super handy, but like touching a physical leaf, like very tangibly connecting to nature, putting your hands in dirt or into a river or stream and connecting to things like that. Like right now out here, you can't really tell, although my hair is pretty crazy. It's pretty windy and very, very cold after it was like warm for a day. So I'm connecting to the air element. So it's very important. And like I said, as humans, we often, I think, forget that we are also made up of elements as well as stardust and a whole bunch of other stuff like water. Again, water. So it's very, very important. And like I said, often overlooked as to how much the literal elements of planet Earth play into our health, which is why I so often talk about that. So I hope that when this video finds you, you guys are having a beautiful day. I'll see you soon. Catch you after my walk. Bye. I want to clear up a weird misconception, which might be that if you look like you're happy after a breakup, that you actually are happy. And I just want to say that if you're out there and you happen to be going through something like this, or if you happen to be going through a breakup, to understand that you're not broken as a result of this. And no, you will not die, although I know that it's a common thing to feel like we're going to. You will get through this, and you and the other person will likely be better versions of yourselves. So as I said in a recent video, give people the freedom to be free of your expectations, their expectations, yes, even their own expectations of themselves. Let people just exist. And again, that's another lesson I suppose you could say I took from the tree, because whether the tree wants to be in that specific location, and this was sort of a mesmerizing thing to me, whether or not it wants to be there, it's been there enduring whatever passage of time. Now, mind you, that particular tree is like huge, so I can only imagine what that tree has seen. And can you imagine what it would be like? You know, you guys have ever seen those zoomed, like when they show traffic really fast and it just looks like lines going, you know, really, really quickly, like lights or something just shooting around the planet. Anyway, like that. So just give people the room to be who they are, or to find themselves and become who they are. And if you really care about someone, then you will accept them for exactly who they are in any given moment. And that doesn't mean putting up with toxic behaviors. Assert your boundaries. That's a big lesson I had to learn. And you are worthy of having boundaries, period. And that was another thing I had to sort of grow through and grow up and learn. So it was recently my birthday, other than that, and I spent it in a class, which I loved. Actually, it was a very, very fun day, and also a very, very hard day. You guys know I've been talking about the polarities, so it was simultaneously, literally, the most difficult day of my life, and one of the most awesome days I've had in a while, but it was also one of the hardest days I've had. I did a lot of purging and a lot of crying, and I don't think I took any pictures because I was way too humiliated and embarrassed, if I'm being honest. However, if I find any goofy, teary-eyed pictures of me from the times I've been upset this week, maybe I will. That's a little like, I don't know, strange. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I know I say it all the time, but really putting yourself first is so, so important, because how we feel about ourselves and how we are healthily internally is what we receive as reflections outside. So therefore, the people and interactions that we have experiences with outside. So see you soon. Okay, seriously, how cool is this section of the river? I'll flip the camera around. There's a really cool icicle in the river too. River. It's literally a stream on the side of a hill, but it's beautiful. I call it a river. This. It's so interesting. I guess it's a piece of ice, but it's so interesting that it formed like that. And how beautiful is that section of the river? Stream, sorry. I mean, really. That's just stunningly gorgeous. In my opinion, but hey. So yeah, this is just on the side of the road, and it's really so beautiful, especially up there. Like really, really, really gorgeous on a sunny day. I'm really hooked on that. I don't know what it is. It's just so beautiful. That's not very focused, is it? No. Really is one of my favorite spots on my walks. Okay, so first of all, forgive the hair. I just got out of the shower. And also I cut my finger, that's why I have this band-aid. I'm just laughing because y'all remember that in one of my recent vlogs, I was talking about these incredibly choice thumbnails that YouTube does. I'm gonna show you another one. To yourself now. Lord, have mercy. Why does that exist? Why do so many of these exist? And an edit to myself just a minute ago is that I said YouTube, but I meant that iMovie does this. YouTube does also do this, as well as Instagram and many other things. So there you guys go. I honestly am not doing this myself. It just happens. So Emily, what do you listen to while you're getting in flow? Or rather, what gets you into flow state?
Some man wins again. I had faith in the Lord. I try to keep my bearings. What the hell keep me for? Heard a saying, some man wins again.
But I have to go wash it off. Buttercup.